It's located in northwest China. Xinjiang is a land that the world is curious about. Just reserved. A large autonomous region with a diverse culture. The majestic scenery and the rhythm of life that carry the breath of Central Asia. It's not just a tourist destination. It's also regularly featured in the international news, with controversial headlines. Xinjiang, with all its complexity and mystery, long ago, has gone beyond the confines of a conventional sector. Through the rhythm of everyday life, old windy streets, magnificent snowy mountains, the sweet taste of flowers in the desert. The steps of life here gradually appear, lively and authentic, to reveal the appearance of a land called is an autonomous region, China's most controversial. Xinjiang, where snow mountains embrace the sea of sand. Xinjiang. It's not an easy land to understand, especially when you look at the map. It's in the westernmost corner of China, more than 2,500 kilometers from the sea. It's the most remote part of the world, with an area of more than 1.66 square kilometers, nearly 5 times larger than Vietnam. It's spread across arid and desolate territory. It's made up of 3 mountain ranges and 2 giant basins. The characteristic terrain described by the Chinese: 3 mountains and 2 valleys. In the north, the Tai Mountains are covered in snow all year round. At the center is the Thin Shan Range, the majestic spine that bisects Xinjiang, north and south. And to the south is the Kunlun Range, where the legend began, of Western models and ancient legends. These mountains are not just natural boundaries. It's also created to opposing climate and cultural worlds. That gang with fresh prairie, snowy mountains and pine forests. The South Pole is barren and harsh, and the red dust of Altai is covered. Our desert is Khan Desert. The name evokes the image of a land. You can go in, you can't go out. Stretching out in the heart of the south, like a giant sand bone. There is almost no life. It's one of the largest desert areas in the world, larger than Germany, where it used to sink civilizations as long as land into the dust. Not far away is the fire, where it used to be in the west. Actually, it's one of the hottest places in China, with ground temperatures up to 80 degrees Celsius. But it's the same miserable place. There's a strange saltwater lake. That's Silver Mulberry Lake, which used to be the center of fresh water to feed an ancient nation. This is the Dead Land, where no one dares to stay after sunset. The geographic isolation of Xinjiang, it makes this land completely different with the rest of China. From here, you can go to the borders of 8 countries in just a few hours, including Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and that has made Xinjiang becomes a strange crossing point of the Asian and European civilizations. The difference isn't just about geography. It's about time. It still uses the Beijing time zone, even though the sun can rise at 8 and set at 10. Makes the rhythm of life slip away. It's like living in another world. Though harsh, but people have been here for thousands of years. They know how to adapt to nature. One of the wonders hidden deep in the earth. is the Karat ancient well system. It's called 1,000 reasons to grow in the middle of the earth. These fine underground water lines. It was dug by the ancients to draw water from the melting snow on Thin Sun Mountain to the low-lying neighborhoods of the south. With a total length of more than 5,000 kilometers, Kar system has turned dry areas into oases of abundance to nourish the vineyards of the almond forest and the white cotton fields. Xinjiang is a land of extremes. It's burning in the desert heat. It's cold because of the mountain wind all year round. Day and night temperature difference can go up to 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. It's a strange ecosystem where trees and fruit have to learn to survive strong. It's also because of this climate that fruits like grapes and cucumbers, tomato pomegranate in Xinjiang, they all taste so sweet and bold. It's as if nature has to make up for the people here with a little sweetness in the midst of unforgiving hardships. Standing in the middle of a snowy mountain, on one side is an endless sea of sand. You will understand why. Xinjiang always creates the opposite emotions, both overwhelmed and silent. It's both harsh and mysterious. And it's these extremes has made Xinjiang unmistakable. Cannot be compared with any other land on the map of China. Xinjiang, Asian beauty place, and beliefs that can't be copied. Even though Xinjiang's nature is mind-boggling, the people here are another wonder. A hybrid beauty between Asia and Europe. It's a blend of prairie smiles and desert eyes, between Eastern temperament and Western sharpness. This is a land that's not just of extreme geography. It's also the intersection of more than 13 different ethnic minorities. The most prominent is the eardrum failure, coaches and fairy practitioners. They're not just different in language or in clothing, but also in breathing. How to live, how to love. It all makes Xinjiang. It's a cultural area that can't be copied. People with broken ears. It's the largest population group in the municipality. They're Muslim-speaking. Love Gun, a branch of the trigonometric language system, and a heritage of culinary arts. The age-old culture that stretches from the heart of the Tari movement to the Pami Plateau. Mai's women are famous for their pink skin, nose-high eyes large and vivid, their faces as if born to become a visual representation for the exotic and charming concept in the hearts of distant travelers. Names like Heat Enemies Be a Cheerleader Not Chat, or the same. It's all evidence of this special attraction. Not just beautiful, it's beautiful in a way that can't be replicated. It can't be found anywhere else. The greater. It's like the nomads of Central Asia. Tan skin, bright brown eyes, deep and rustic voice. They live on horseback in the middle of the prairie, near the river and under the snow. -1-year-old CA kids know how to ride horses. 6 years old knows how to shoot a bow and, since he can speak, was able to sing the traditional CA prairie. One of the strangest customs in Xinjiang. It comes from this people. It's giving the first child. Let your grandparents raise you. An expression of filial piety and the belief that the flesh and blood of our ancestors must live with the next generation. When the child grows up, he knows who the real parents are, but still call them mom and dad. Living in the arms of a large family. A small minority of VA practitioners live in the Altai Mountains. Brings back a rare, ancient color. They used to be descendants of the people who followed Genghis Khan West Tian. And the Mongolian language is still preserved today. Living in simple bungalows. Wear thick guy shirt. Drinking horse milk. And sing CA folk songs. It's very similar to the Siberian tune. When you enter the village, music is the first welcome. It could be the sound of a horse's head, the wind's flute, or singing voice like a mountain of wine. Art is not a performance here. It is life. It's approaching the threshold in Xinjiang. It's about a multi-layered spiritual space, where Islam is dominant, but it doesn't overwhelm other religions. Most people with a fib are dull and smelly. They're all Muslim. This is why you'll find a lot of churches with the dome architecture, the tapered tower, the leaf-shaped window, and the yellow brick wall as a brilliant desert. One of them is the mosque. AI engraved at Xinjiang. It is considered the largest in China. It can hold up to 20,000 people praying at the same time. Even in Uruguay, the most modern city in Xinjiang, there's still a lot of Muslim neighborhoods where faith is held between high-rise buildings. However, you can also find traces of Buddhism in Xinjiang, especially along the ancient roads of the Silk Road. The caves where super ancient city, or Silver Lamp Pagoda. It's living proof for the time when Buddhism was in vogue here. From the 4th to the 10th centuries, the Buddha statues were eroded by the sand wind, the painted walls fading the crumbling stupas. It all evokes a different spiritual feeling. Not glorious, but deep. It's not crowded, but it's full of thought. In addition to some small communities in Xinjiang, it's a traditional way of worship. Worship of the ancestors and seasonal offerings. There are festivals that you can only see here, like the Spring Festival, where the guy on the horse chases the girl and confess by getting hit raw. If you get hit in the horse's ass, yes. To hit the shoulder is to refuse. Or a festival of lights where people light candles, celebrate and see a blessed dance for the new season. Religion in Xinjiang. It's not just a belief system. It's embedded in the architecture of musical costumes. Even food. Dishes like barbecue dumplings, barbecue skewers, big chicken plate, lamb steamed rice, are of Muslim origin and processed sao chow. Not violate Dutch law. Even the international market, Urumqi, or CA night market, is also divided into separate areas for both halo and non-halo shops. Everything is adjusted according to the cultural religious frame of reference. A strange commonality among the peoples here. No matter what religion, it's the spirit of community solidarity. Xinjiang people do not live in isolation. They live in extended families for generations, where children are taken care of by the whole village. Old people are revered as old trees. And respect has always been the principle of common life. In the markets, You will see smiles exchanged between sellers. The beer. The greetings are language. It's spoken in all of Uyghur, Mandarin, and also CA sharp to high frequency. If you ask about religion, they won't preach to you. They'll take you inside and invite you to horse milk tea, listening to a piece of CA folk music, and tell you about their ancestors, about the sacred mountains, about the magic well, and dreams of passing through the purple lavender field. Because with them, faith is not in books, it's in the soil, in the sky, in the steppe wind, and the fire cooks dinner. Xinjiang, with the diversity of people's beliefs and lives. It's not a model to understand. It's a world to feel. And you'll only really understand them when you stop, listen, and touch a piece of sun on the cheek of the VA religious woman, singing by the fire. Every step touches the wonder. If there's somewhere on the map of China, it's amazing how beautiful it is. It's so hard to believe that place is Xinjiang. Every journey here, it's like entering a completely different world, where time slows down and every scene, as carved from an ancient legend. It's not random that many tourists call the roads at the bridgehead. There is no dead corner by any camera direction. It also yielded a wonderful painting. The journey of discovery starts from the capital Urumqi, the deepest city in 6 places in the world. Urumqi, maybe not the destination. It surprised visitors immediately, but it's the start button for every great trip. From Urum going north, visitors will enter the land known as is the great product of Xinjiang, Kanas Reserve. In autumn lake soup, become a vivid painting with the jade blue water and the golden forest. There is a legend that the lake is home to giant sea monsters. But even if you don't meet a mysterious creature, you will also be amazed at the scenery. The Kanas are winding like silk. The most curved part is called the moon's bow. It's a natural masterpiece. It's a combination of cloud, water, and light. In Canada, you'll find villages of VA practitioners, ethnic minorities living in the mountains. They speak Mongolian, dressed as a prairie nomad, and still live in traditional bungalows. When you're walking into a small village like a hamlet or a vihara, in the early morning, the foggy fog with the sound of horses and the smoke of the kitchen, a scene that's both serene and pristine. In the autumn, the whole village table burned in the yellow of the leaves. It's a place that every photographer would love to visit. Continue the journey. If you leave the north to go south, you will have to cross spectacular leveled bridges and the roads that run through the deep valley. Water Engineering School Bridge China, pushed to the limit. There's places like the road from CA Crumbling to Carpentry Camp. Make visitors have to raise their heads in wonder, because the feeling has just been taken to the sky in the clouds. It's been embraced by 1,000 years of snow. Carpentry Camp. It's green disease, the last tier of the Atlantic. It's a vast blue lake, hugging the shore of the vast snow chain. The water can be seen to the bottom. People here tell each other that Wash your hands 3 times with water. Will be blessed and in bountiful health. Summer lake covered with carpet. The snow-white winter stretches endlessly, sometimes cowed by brown-furred pecans. The swan floats in the water that just broke the ice. The scene is so quiet. They make people unable to leave, leaving the majestic nature. The historical and cultural destinations of Xinjiang, equally attractive. Ancient city. In how high? It used to be a military center and busy trade. On the Silk Road, still hiding the ruins of the East. Built in the middle of a desert or an international market. Urumqi, where you can find it all. From Pistoliran saffron camel milk candy, hand-embroidered fabric, to the brilliant dry trays. It's like a multi-layered painting. Food is also one zero missing in the journey. On the streets of Gao, sand food or soup van. You can find Sam SA bakery stalls, grilled in a clay oven with skewers of red charcoal fire. Or small restaurants selling fragrant lamb rice. Food in Tan Quang. It's a mixture of the pungency of Central Asia and the exquisite way of seasoning. Create dishes that are both familiar and strange, but always bold and memorable. If you've ever walked through the busy markets of Beijing, or seeing the skyscrapers in Shanghai, when you come to Xinjiang, you'll find yourself transported to another China. It's like a movie here. Every step is a memorable picture. And a journey is not just a journey. It's about exploring a whole cultural world. The geography of spiritual history. They're so intertwined that they're hard to separate. Live slowly under thousands of camera eyes. If you think about everyday life, in a land 5 times the size of Germany, you'd imagine a desolate wilderness. And maybe it's boring. But Xinjiang, especially in cities like Urumqi or Ga, it's a complex and surprising combination, where the camera is present as air, where the big plate of chicken is a culinary symbol, and where the sunset only starts at 10 p.m. Set foot down Urumqi. The first thing you'll notice, it's not architecture. It's not human either. It's a very dense surveillance system. Here, the camera isn't just installed at the intersection. That can appear in every little lane, every stall on every street corner. In many places, you just need to cross a couple of lines at the wrong time. Your picture will immediately appear on a large screen nearby. Follow the warning line. Both Chinese and Uyghur. Security in Xinjiang is not a vague notion. It's a tangible part of the rhythm of life. At the Ga House Mall, or even the entrance to the neighborhood, the ID scan or checking bags is routine procedure. Someone said, living in Xinjiang, it's like living in a microscope. All activities are closely observed. But the strange thing is, it's in a controlled environment. People still live slowly and peacefully. The smile is easy to find anywhere. Life. Urban. In Urumqi, it looks like a modern China. The subway lines operate correctly. Clean streets and busy shopping areas. But Xinjiang is not completely. It's like coastal cities. You won't see the rush here. Maybe because of the harsh climate. Maybe by the geographic moment. Life in Xinjiang. It's like a Vietnamese stream. Neither hurry nor chaos. Another special thing is the time. Even though it's almost 4,000 kilometers west of Beijing, Xinjiang still uses the same time zone as the capital. GMT +8. This creates a strange phenomenon. It's still bright in the summer at 10 p.m. And at 6 in the morning, the sun just came out. Many locals have adjusted themselves. Hours of operation own style. Usually 2 hours later than official time. So if that AI asks you to go to dinner at 9 o'clock, don't be surprised. It's just the beginning of the evening at high frequency. And when I went to Xinjiang, I couldn't help but talk about food. In every night market, one skewered roasted lamb burning with charcoal. Each sam-sa cake with a greasy aroma. Every pan of real rice is fluttering. It's all made up of South's sense of sight. Taste is hard to resist. The chicken dish is famous throughout the region. Usually chicken stew with potatoes. Bell pepper spices General Asia. It's like a flower. And what's fascinating is the wave sauce. Can Chen eat with fresh toasted bread? A combination that's both wild and subtle. The food here is very nomadic. More red meat, more spices, less vegetables. The evening in the Ga. You can walk the food street. Buy a steaming barbecue skewer. Eating while watching people dance. According to traditional music, there are nights when the sky is low. Cold air wool to the collar. But the counter. The fire is still red and people still enjoy each other. Each piece of fragrant cake baked in a clay oven. Crispy and soft. The meat inside is hot. In old towns like Kagas, life every day is no different than 15 years ago. Women wear long skirt scarf. Carry hand-embroidered bags. Children frolicking around the chariots. Decorate like a fairy. The police are at each end of the street. But there's laughter. Outdoor dance lessons. And even men and women also jump in circles under the shadow of the tree. A strange and humane image. In the context of allegedly controlled altitude. In rural areas like villages around Lake Kanas or the plateau, the pace of life here is getting slower. People get up early and take their animals to the grass. In the afternoon to the kitchen dining group by the fire, where modernity is far behind. Give way to the sound of the horse's bell. Traditional music. And the bright south sky comes to breathe every night. There is no Wi-Fi signal. There's no phone signal. There is only nature and conversations over hot tea. Xinjiang in the conflict between ancient and modern. Between freedom and control. It's a living experience that's rare. People can argue about Xinjiang in the news. You can guess about this place by the numbers. But only when you're real. Every street, every market, every eye and every smile. People really see it. Life in Xinjiang doesn't simply exist. It's happening every day. Every hour with all the most complex and genuine beauty. The real land is not real. If the mountains are covered in snow, and real sheep parties, that makes Xinjiang come alive and close. The old stories, Strange lands and legends. This land has suddenly become a vaguely mysterious veil, where the world circuit between reality and surrealism almost disappeared. Let's start with the story of the ancient nation of Lan, one of China's greatest archaeological mysteries. Long ago, Lan existed, like a thriving oasis on the ancient Silk Road. It is a trade center connecting China with the West. But around the 5th century AD, this country suddenly disappeared a trace. No recorded document, no clear answer. The ruins of the Long Lan are said to be in the middle of the desert. Tiger tuning, the notoriously harsh land with the name, can go in, I can't go out. To date, this area is not open to tourists. Even foreigners want to enter, have to deposit hundreds of millions, in part because of dangerous geography, partly because Lan has long been mysterious, never been fully revealed. Not far from there is the Silver Mulberry Lake. The lake is vast and cold. It's said to have fed the land for a long time. It's mostly dry now. Even worse, this is where it is found. The ancient mummies, deep in the desert. The most famous is the blonde in the small ha, more than 3,800 years old, even though it is in China. But this girl, they have a European-like appearance. Bridge nose, high eyes, deep hair, long blonde. It's almost perfectly preserved thanks to the cold, dry climate. Ziha area, where the mummy was found. It's covered in a strange atmosphere. Boat-shaped wooden coffins upside down, built on small wooden piles. It's like an alien cemetery. There's no text. There's no recorded history. There's only the silence of sand and time. Then to Kanas Lake in the north, where the story of the sea monster once appeared. It's like Scotland's whirlpool. There have been visitors to capture a strange object rising out of the water. That's what made the Chinese media tick. Some scientists think it's just big fish. A species can be longer than 2 meters. But the locals believe that there's a real mascot that lives in the lake. Every time the lake appears, it's like an abnormal wave. Mongols and practitioners here often switch hands when water is in excess. Don't go near the shore. Water color changes by time of day, from turquoise to dark blue. It just makes those stories more magical. Xinjiang is also the land of places. It's called a land of no return. Taklamakan. It's called the Dead Sea of Asia. Once buried, the crew couldn't find their way back. Death here doesn't come quickly. It's annoying. The width of the heat, thirsty, and the sandstorms swept away both people and time. Someone said, on windy nights, if you stop in the desert long enough, you can hear camel bells from the past. Or a vague call from traders who've been missing for thousands of years. Also in Taklamakan, China, has built a Trans-Assay highway, longer than 500 kilometers. It's a technical miracle, but for those who believe in the soul and invisible forces, it's a spiritual journey to go through. They carry amulets. We pray and never drive alone. The mystery of Xinjiang. It doesn't just come from ancient monuments or folk legends. It's about how people live with nature, with mountains and lakes and wind and light. In the carpentry camp, It's called the last hair of the Atlantic. The water is so clear that the bottom can be seen more than 10 meters deep. People believe that if you wash your hands 3 times with water, your body will be clean and healthy throughout the year. In the winter, when the lake freezes, lake and swan pull to live on ice. Local kids, they often tell stories like fairy tales about the reincarnated souls, a swan to fly through the snow season. Further south into Xinjiang near the edge of the Kunluan range, you'll come across stories that no one else dared to tell. There are caves deep in the cliffs. It is said to be the place of cultivation of the ancient magi, where humans are not allowed to step foot. Some climbers tried to explore but then disappeared. It just leaves the navigation signal flickering in the middle of the blizzard. It has long been in the Middle Ages. It's been considered a dragon, the abode of the gods, especially the Western model, legendary characters representing immortality and eternity. But the surrealism of Xinjiang, it's not just the old stories. It's a very real feeling. When you're standing in the middle of a forest of golden bones, in the autumn, in the middle of the scorching desert, and suddenly I'm silent before the metaphysical vastness, is when you take a sip of cold water from a melting glacier from Tianjin. It tastes sweet like never before. Is when you stop in the middle of an empty plateau, heard the horses' hoots echoing and unconsciously wondered, we are living how many in a century? Because in Xinjiang, it's not just a land, it's a different level of reality, where the legendary history and the metaphysical feeling so intertwined that it's inseparable. Where every wind, you can also tell stories. Every layer of soil can be hidden. The secrets of 1,000 years. Xinjiang natural resource richness and geographic integrity. Xinjiang is not only vast, beautiful, and mysterious. It's also one of the most promising places, the most economic in China. It covers almost 1/6 of the country's territory. This autonomous area, oil, gas, and mineral resources. Top of the country, oil fields, like Karamai. It's called the heart of energy of Western China, while areas like Tarim or Yunga, it's not just resource-rich, it's also moving into highly modernized industrial parks, harsh climate and desertification terrain, that most of Xinjiang can't be farmed. But that's what helps this land to develop unique agricultural products. Tanquoc fruit is especially delicious thanks to the sun, large day-night temperature difference. Apple, grape, pomegranate, melon, watermelon all have high natural sugar content, and the flavor is intense. Especially the grapes are naturally suspended in traditional soil furnaces in Thakvan that made this sweet raisin. It's a specialty gift throughout the Northwest. But Xinjiang is not only seen by China as a resource store, it's also a strategic geopolitical link. With a border of more than 5,400 kilometers bordering 8 countries, Xinjiang, it's a critical juncture of the Belt and the Road. Asia-Europe Connection Super Project. Beijing has high expectations. Cross-country railway lines. The economic corridors connecting Central Asia, Russia, and the Middle East. We all have to go through here. It's also because of the tight control of the airfield, especially between the Han Chinese and the Uyghurs. It's always a sensitive issue, although not mentioned publicly, in everyday life. Development between North and South. It's also a long story. While the North, especially around Urumqi and the Karamay area. Increasingly modernized, with energy and logistics industry clusters. So the south is still mostly animal agriculture and preserving tradition. The old village market and tourism remains the economic mainstay in places like Dasand Horton or Aksu. Xinjiang. It's a land that moves every day. From a land considered remote to a Eurasian gateway with a centuries-old vision. But deep below the mineral layer, behind the endless roads, it's a land that's still trying to preserve its soul and my own distinct voice. Xinjiang is where every conventional definition seems to be overturned. A large autonomous region as under strict surveillance. A harsh wilderness, but full of legends and cultural hues. From the picturesque streets to a barbecue-smelling meal. From the beauty of the sweet corn to the long lore land hidden under the sand. Life in Xinjiang. It's both real and modern and ancient. It's not easy to understand in just a few days. It can't be summed up in a single line of news. Xinjiang is a slice of the world at large, where it forces people to think that sometimes the most memorable thing is not the clarity. It's the things that can't be explained.